In today's video, I'll show you how to crochet a beautiful textured pattern. It's very easy and uses 2 stitches with a 2-row repeat, so it's great for beginners. We'll alternate half double crochet rows with slip stitch rows. The back loop of the slip stitch row and the front loop of the half double crochet row create a beautiful raised or ribbed look. So it's a great way to add clean lines and texture to a blanket or pillow. You can use any yarn and crochet hook that you like. I'll be using Lion brand Woolies thick and quick yarn with a size L or 8mm crochet hook. If you enjoyed the tutorial, please give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment. And if you are new to my channel, I hope you'll click the subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. Now let's have some fun crocheting this beautiful pattern. You'll start by making a slip knot. You can crochet any number of chains. If you want the lines to go vertically, you'll crochet as many chains as you need for the length or height of your project. If you want the lines to go horizontally, you'll chain as many as you need for the width of your project. It's important to keep your chain fairly loose so that it's easier to stitch into. We start row 1 with a half double crochet stitch in the 3rd chain from the hook. You can work in the back loop of the chain, but I'll be working into the back bumps, which creates a nice finished edge that matches the last row. Turn the chain over to the back and find the 3rd back bump. Yarn over, insert your hook into the back bump of the 3rd chain. Yarn over, pull up a loop. Yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on the hook. Do that again. Yarn over, insert your hook into the next back bump of the chain. Yarn over, pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on the hook. You'll continue with the half double crochet stitch in each chain across the row. Because we started in the 3rd chain from the hook, a chain 2 is created at the beginning of the 1st row. We do not count this as a stitch. Pause the video and I'll meet you at the end of the row. I have a couple of chains left, so I'll put a half double crochet into each of those chains. Chain 1 and turn. Row 2 is the beginning of our 2-row repeat. For row 2, we'll work a slip stitch row. Skip that chain 1, insert the hook into the back loop only of the 1st stitch. This is your last half double crochet stitch from the previous row. Yarn over, pull up a loop, and pull it through the loop on your hook. Continue with the slip stitch in the back loop only of each stitch across the row. Make sure you're keeping the tension loose and consistent. This will make it much easier when you stitch the next row. Pause the video and I'll meet you at the end of the row. I'm at the end of my row with a couple of stitches left. Be careful not to stitch into the chain 2 that's created when we start the 1st row. This is the last half double crochet and this is the chain 2. Your last slip stitch should be in the last half double crochet stitch. Chain 1 and turn. You may find it helpful to use stitch markers in the 1st and last stitch of each row to ensure that you have the right stitch count. For row 3, we go back to using the half double crochet stitch, working in the back loop only of the slip stitch from the previous row. Tilt the work toward you to make it easier to find the back loop. Yarn over, insert the hook into the back loop only. Yarn over and pull up a loop. Yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on the hook. Continue with that across the row. Pause the video and I'll meet you at the end of the row. I'm at the end of the row with a few stitches left. This is the end of our 2-row repeat. You'll repeat rows 2 and 3 until you reach the size you need for your project. You'll end the project with row 3. This will give you a consistent look with the first row. Let's take a closer look at the final piece. This pattern gives you nice straight edges, and by ending with row 3, you can see that the top and the bottom match. This is the back of the work. It's not necessary to add a border, but you certainly can if you want to. This would look very nice with tassels along the top and bottom edges. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're new.